guys in another speed painting tutorial. As in the last video with Tyrion, I was going to paint Cercie, so I've got her here ready to go. So like before, we're just going to use the red, okay, Vallejo red, flat red, sorry, this is flat red. And I've already primed her with the hull red, okay. And yeah, she's got this really long flowing dress that is going to be a bit challenging to paint in the method I'm doing it in, but yeah, if you feel like a challenge, then do it this way. If you just want to do it in an easier way, because I get a lot of questions from people saying that some of my tutorials are too difficult for them, then I would just paint it red and then wash it with some darker red or purple, or like even like a reddish brown, like a whole red or something. And that's it. You know, you can highlight it if you wanted to, or just leave it as it is. So again, it's I'm going to try to complete this tutorial as quickly as possible. So I'm just going to layer down some flat red straight over the whole red. So I'm not being really careful with applying the paint. I'm just sort of brushing it over, just on the raised areas really, and just leaving all those recesses dark. Now quickly moving on to the flesh, we've just got some old rose, and I'll put some red in there as well, Vallejo red. She's got very fine features on her face. That'll be easy to just wash after the base coat is dry. Moving on to the hair, so again the brown, it's going to be, her hair's going to be blonde, so we'll start with a brown base. That's Germ Cam Brown I'm using there. Start to finish off that red. So I'm just going to get some red, that flat red, and some sunny skin tone. Just make a 50-50 mix of that. And then starting from the, from the top, just bring your brush down and pick out the highlights. the smaller lines of highlight on there now. Okay, I think that's enough. And then what I'd like to do is just go with the red again, that flat red, and just sort of go over and just sort of blend in parts when I think it's too much highlight, or just want to just correct things, or balance certain hues of the red. Use some of this, it's like a very yellowish green colour. Just apply that to the brush, and then so I'm just going to, not even dry brushing, sort of like a wet brush style, just go straight over the texturing on the base. Picking out all the little details there. It's a very fine texture, which is the Vallejo Earth Texture, Dark Earth, I think it's called. It's like a latex compound texturing product that you can use for the bases of your miniatures or on your terrain or what have you. And then taking some beige, let's get some beige on my palette here. Do the same thing, just pick out some. Little bits and pieces here on the base. And then I'm just going to do the base rim on there. Probably need a couple of coats actually. No problem. Okay, so I've just got some whole red, which I'm just going to water down a bit, and then I'm going to place it around the base of the mini. Gives it a bit of shade and a bit of definition on the groundworks here. So now, actually, with the same colour. Almost out of that whole red actually, so we don't need that much, but we just need enough to give her flesh a wash with that, and that will need some time to dry, so we may need to take a break in the video for that to happen. But before we do that, we're going to go back to the hair. That time I'm going to use to go straight over the German cam brown. sort of just picking out individual hair strands as I go along. Again, if you wanted to make this even easier for yourself, you can just paint it in like a yellowy ochre colour like that, and then just wash it. Wash it with a brown or chestnut brown or something like that. And we're going to go straight into the flesh. So I'm going to take some of that original colour and add some sunny skin tone to it, just a little bit, to get us started. You know, her features are so fine because of the PVC plastic that I'm not going to be all that careful about, you know, when I'm painting her, just getting the main features defined. I think that's enough, really. There's a bit of a mold line on her shoulder, which is a bit of a shame, but I was in such a hurry to get these primed up that I had to, because of, you know, we're playing games this weekend, and I'm using this as part of a demo set for our local game store, that I had to make some compromises here and there, and cleaning mold lines was one of them. So, but they're so small, and you know, credit to CMON and the guys who are doing all the engineering and the mold making and that kind of thing, because they do come with very, very few mold lines. That's one good thing about it. And when there is a mold line, that's usually so slight and so small that, you know, you don't have to really worry about it so much. But with my Starks and all that, I cleaned all the mold lines off them. So it is a good habit to get into. Done. And then her hair, I'm going to add just a bit of white into that heavy gold brown there. And just starting from the top again. Just going to brush over, pick out the highlights on her hair. I'm just going to add some white to that flesh mix that I had with the sunny skin tone, and just pick out some of the, just like the parts at the top there, or just her fingers or whatever. Just highlight those, and that's enough, really. I don't think we need to go any further with that. With her back, I might just taking some of that brown there, just mix it in a little bit. So it's going to be a bit darker around her, the back part here. do that with, you know, areas like under here with a hairline. You can add some brown or some natural sort of shading and that kind of thing. It's not really necessary, but if you wanted to do that. I've just got some whole red up before the break, and I'm going to just, again, just water down to make a very thin consistency of that, like so, and then I'm actually just going to go just very lightly over her face and hands, like so. I'm going to do a little bit on the dress as well. Just to make it a bit more bolder and so you've got a nice contrast there between the light and dark red folds. Also here, I just want to just very lightly just add like a glaze of that whole red in her hair there. There on her lip. I might just go and just take a little bit of the sunny skin tone and just very carefully now just pick out some areas just on the top of her dress there. Okay guys, but I think that's it. I think I'm done. I might just with the red again, just very lightly. Just go over some of the areas that I just painted, just to subdue those highlights a little bit. Yeah, look, I hope those, this and the other Tyrion tutorial was helpful for you in some ways. If you have any feedback, please leave them in the comments below. And I hope to catch you in the next one. Okay guys, so have a great weekend, and I'll catch you later. Okay, bye.